I found out my husband was my sister's first love. I, 33F, found out something that broke me in ways I didn't think possible. Something that's torn apart my trust in my husband and my relationship with my sister. I've been married to my husband Ethan, 35M, for 5 years. We've been together for almost 8. He's gentle, funny, and patient. The kind of man who never raises his voice, always listens, and somehow makes ordinary days feel safe. Before him, I dated a few men who treated me like an afterthought. So when Ethan came along, it felt like I finally got my good ending. We bought a small house, adopted a dog, and planned for kids. I used to tell my friends I'd never known what peace felt like until him. My sister Lena, 36F, has always been my best friend and biggest rival rolled into one. She's the bold one, the kind who walks into a room and owns it. People naturally gravitate toward her. As kids, she'd protect me from bullies, but also tease me relentlessly. As adults, we became close in that quiet, comforting way sisters sometimes do phone calls, venting about work, celebrating birthdays together. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. I still remember her standing beside me, teary-eyed, saying, "You deserve every ounce of happiness, little sis." I believed her. A few months ago, we were at my mom's house for dinner. She loves bringing out old albums when the family gets together. Those thick photo books with peeling plastic covers and yellowing edges. Lena and I sat on the couch flipping through pages, laughing at our awkward teenage photos. Then I came across a picture of her, about 20 years old, smiling with a guy's arm around her shoulders. He had the same kind of grin Ethan has. Same deep-set eyes. Same dimple on his right cheek. I laughed without thinking. "Wow, he looks a bit like Ethan," I said, pointing at the picture. The room went silent. My mom froze mid-step. Lena's hand hovered over the page like she was about to rip it out. I looked at them both confused. "Wait, who is that?" Lena swallowed hard. Her voice came out shaky. "That's Ethan." At first, I didn't understand. My brain refused to connect the dots. "You mean, my Ethan? Your brother-in-law Ethan?" She nodded, tears already forming. Lena and Ethan dated in college. Not just casually, seriously. They were together for almost 2 years, talking about moving in together after graduation. But Ethan got a job offer in another city. He told her he needed to focus on his career. They drifted apart. And eventually, he stopped replying to her messages. Lena said it broke her. It was her first real heartbreak. She never told me his name back then, just that. He was gone without a goodbye. When Ethan and I met years later at a mutual friend's party, he didn't recognize me as her sister. I used my middle name on social media, and he never met my family until months into our relationship. By the time he realized who I was, he said he was already in love with me and didn't want to ruin it. So he just kept it a secret. I felt like the floor had disappeared under me. My chest hurt, my hands went numb. I couldn't breathe. When we got home that night, I asked him directly, "Did you date my sister?" He went pale. Then he nodded. "I was going to tell you," he said quietly. "I just didn't know how." He told me everything. That they were young. That he loved her once. But it ended before it ever got serious. That he didn't make the connection until after he met my family. When I realized we were already together, he said. "You were happy." I didn't want to ruin that. I asked him, "Why didn't you tell me then? Why wait until I found out?" He said he thought it didn't matter anymore. That it was ancient history. Ancient history doesn't feel ancient when it's sitting across the dinner table, crying beside your mother. Lena called me the next morning. Her voice was raw. "I wanted to tell you so many times," she said. "But every time I tried, you looked so happy. I didn't want to destroy that." She said she'd seen him at my engagement party and nearly left. She felt sick the whole night, realizing the man she once loved was marrying her sister. "I kept telling myself it was fate," she whispered. "That maybe he was meant for you, not me." I wanted to scream at her to ask how she could stand beside me at my wedding knowing the truth. But all that came out was, "You should have told me." She sobbed. "I know. I just didn't want to lose you. But I think she already had. The next few weeks were a blur. Every time I looked at Ethan, I saw her. The version of him she once knew. The version he probably remembered when he saw her again. Every time I saw Lena, I saw the lie we both lived in. My mom tried to mediate, saying, "It was a long time ago. You can't punish them for a coincidence." But coincidences don't lie. People do. Ethan kept insisting it didn't change anything. "You're my wife. You're the person I chose." But I couldn't shake the thought. If things had gone differently, if he'd never moved away, if timing hadn't interfered, would I even exist in his life? Or would it still be her? One night I asked him directly, if she hadn't left, would it have been me instead? He didn't answer right away. He just stared at the floor. That silence told me everything I didn't want to know. Our marriage started cracking in invisible ways. We still lived together, still did the normal couple things. Dinner, laundry, weekend walks. But there was a layer of frost between us that never melted. He tried. I could tell. But trust isn't a switch you can flip back on. Every time he smiled at me, I wondered if that same smile once belonged to her. I started avoiding family gatherings. Lena stopped coming to ours altogether. Mom pretended everything was fine, but I could tell it weighed on her too. One night, she told me softly, "You can love someone and still not be able to look at them the same way." I think she meant both of them. 6 months later, Lena sent me a letter. Not a text. A letter. She wrote about how she never stopped feeling guilty. How she replayed every conversation we ever had, realizing how much she'd hidden. She said she didn't want forgiveness. She just wanted me to know she never once tried to get him back. She ended it with, "Sometimes love just finds the wrong person at the right time. I had him when I wasn't ready. You had him when he finally was." I cried reading it, because part of me understood, and part of me hated that I did. It's been a year since that night at Mom's. Ethan and I are still together. Technically, we go through the motions. But I feel like I'm sharing a bed with a memory that isn't mine. Sometimes he looks at me like he's searching for forgiveness. Sometimes I look at him and wonder if I ever truly knew him. The worst part? We still love each other. That's what makes it unbearable. It would be easier if I hated him. But I don't. I love him. Just not with the same innocence as before. I love him with doubt now. With hesitation. With the constant ache of knowing I'm part of a love story that started before me. Update, 6 months later. Lena and I finally saw each other again at our mom's birthday. It was awkward at first, polite smiles. Safe distance. Halfway through dinner, Mom spilled wine on the table. And we both instinctively started cleaning it up, laughing like we used to. For a second, it felt normal again. Later that night, Lena pulled me aside. "I'm so sorry," she said again, quietly. "For everything. For him. For not telling you sooner. For letting you find out like that." I told her I forgave her. Because I realized she lost something too. She lost her first love and her sister. Both at once. As for Ethan and me, we're in therapy now. Trying. Some days I think we'll make it. Other days, I feel like I'm waiting for a version of our marriage that doesn't exist anymore. But here's the truth. Love isn't always pure. Sometimes it's complicated, messy, and tangled with old ghosts you never asked for. And sometimes, the hardest part isn't forgiving the lie. It's learning how to live with the truth. I still wear my wedding ring. Not because I've forgotten, but because part of me still believes in what we built after the past. But when I see my sister, when I see Ethan, there's a quiet part of me that wonders if some love stories were never meant to overlap. And ours just happened to cross at the wrong time in the wrong way. If I've learned anything, it's this. You can move on from betrayal, but you'll never go back to who you were before it. I'm learning to live with that. Day by day.